Hi, I'm John Hazzard, and for me, it's all about food. Today I was wanting to cook something, and I had some okras I noticed in my fridge, and I've already done 2 okra dishes on this show so far. I've done like ginger okras, which were grilled, and I've also done our national dish of Barbados, which is cuckoo and flying fish, and that also consists of okras. So I thought, well, what else can I show you with okras, because okras are so dynamic and can be used in so many ways. And I thought, you know what, I have a great friend, his name is Robert Rosario, and we lived in St. Kitts together when we worked in St. Kitts. And during lockdown, Robert taught me a phenomenal dish called Okra Bhaji. So I thought, you know, look, let me go in my fridge. I had a few spices, and I also have a few of the other ingredients needed to make the Okra Bhaji. And I said, well, let me show you how to make Okra Bhaji. The only thing I'm missing from this recipe is cilantro. But today I want to show you how to make Okra Bhaji the Indian way. So I know this is a Caribbean show, but it's all about food. So today we just want to show you something a little different. And it's a very simple dish, something which is very tasty and something which you can reproduce at home very quickly as well too. So let me just kind of go through the ingredients with you. Well, of course, the key ingredient is the okras. So I have some okras, and I've sliced the okras on a bias. A bias is at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. You can also slice it into circles if you wanted to, but I thought it might look a bit more exciting, a bit more different if I sliced them into bias cut. And then I have assorted bell peppers. I have red and green. You can also have yellow bell pepper if you wanted to as well, or orange as well. You can have as many colors as you want, but I just have red and green is what I had in my fridge. And I just kind of diced those peppers up. Very simple dice. Took the seeds out and then diced them. Then I have some tomatoes, which is basic plum tomatoes, or you can get market tomatoes. I had picked up 2 tomatoes from the supermarket, and I diced those tomatoes as well, so I left the seeds in. And of course, always for a curry dish, you need some onions, which I diced, kind of a small dice. I also needed to have a bit of hot pepper. I like to get the green chili pepper, Thai chili pepper. I couldn't find any green Thai chili pepper, so I had to use some Scotch bonnet pepper, so not too much of that because that's quite hot. And I have some garlic and ginger, which I grated on my microplane, both of them. So I peeled the garlic with the back of my knife, and then I peeled the ginger with the back of my knife, and then I peeled the garlic, and then I grated both on the microplane to get a really nice puree of ginger and of garlic. And then we have some other ingredients which we're going to need, which are very important, which are the spices. But we're going to need to saute it with some olive oil, so you can use some olive oil, which I have here, or if you don't have olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, or grapeseed oil is also good because it has no flavor. And then of course we need some salt, we need black pepper, we're going to need some turmeric, coriander powder, some cumin powder, some cayenne pepper, some bay leaf, whole bay leaf. I like, actually, this is one I purchased, and I had in my cupboard, but basically I love to pick bay leaf here in the Caribbean from the tree. I did a video on that too, to make bay leaf tea. So that same type of bay leaf, just pick it from the tree, and it has more flavor to me than this one here in the bottle. And then of course we also need some cardamom pods, which are, I'm going to show you how we crack those open, which are little seeds. And then I'm going to add a bit of brown sugar as well. And then we also have some lime juice, which also adds some flavor as well to enhance the flavor. So we're going to go over to our stove, and I'm going to start cooking this amazing Okra Bhaji. It's going to be finished in less than 10 minutes, and it's going to be one of the most amazing dishes that you have ever cooked. Let's head over to our stove. Okay, so I am here by my stove now. We're going to go ahead and put together the Okra Bhaji. And what we're going to do first is we are going to go ahead and put together the spices, and then we're going to get the cooking process going. So basically with the spices, what we're going to do is we're going to take a bit of, well, we have some herb spices here. So I have some cardamom pods, which is this one right here. I'm going to take out 1 bay leaf and put there. So that's my herb spice to go along with that. Just rest this to the side. And then we also now want to get our dry spices together. So basically what I like to do now, I'm going to take some turmeric powder. We just take like maybe a half a gram of that because we're not doing too much. Maybe a half a gram of turmeric powder. That should be good. And then we're going to take now some coriander powder. And I have it right here. I bought this in the supermarket, so I have it in a box. So let's just go ahead and take just about maybe a half a gram of this out. Right, that's a nice little bit of I'm going to transfer this into a container because this packaging just kind of broke, so I don't want to lose this wonderful spice. And then we're going to do some cumin powder. So I'm going to take at least about 2 grams of this. Yeah, that should be good enough. Just a little bit more, not too much more. That should be good. And then now I want to take a bit of cayenne pepper. Cayenne tends to be spicy, so you don't want to use a tremendous amount of that. So just a small amount of cayenne pepper, not as much as you would have done. Right, that should be good. And then we want to take a bit of salt, which I have here. And that salt there, that's good. And I'm going to take a bit of ground black pepper as well. So let's just take off this, maybe like a half a gram of ground black pepper, but I'm going to have the recipe for you in the description below, so you can always reproduce this at your leisure. So I think I have all the spices in. So we have the dry spices here, and we also have, let's just shift this down a bit, create a bit of space. Good. So I have dry spices, so we're going to go ahead now and get cooking. So get our pan on the stove. Okay, there we go. I'm going to take a bit of olive oil and pour into here. Again, if you didn't have olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, or you can use some grapeseed oil, which is also great. So put a bit of oil in here. I'm going to just go and close my window a bit because I find the wind is really blowing around the fire here. So I'm just going to snip, while I'm running to the window, this will be getting nice and heated. Okay, so I'm back here. So we have now our oil, which we're getting nice and warm. And what we're going to do with this oil is, when it's warm, we're going to go ahead and add the cardamom pods as well as the bay leaf into here. Now, if you didn't have any cardamom pods, you can also use cumin seeds as well. It's what I would rather have as well, though. Cumin seeds add a really dynamic flavor. Cardamom pods are also very flavorful as well too. But I couldn't find any cumin seeds in my cupboard, so I'm using what I have, and I had some cardamom pods which add a really amazing flavor profile. So we add that into here now. So that's added. And we allow that to heat up just a little bit. Great, that's heating nicely. And then once that's heated, I'm just going to go ahead now and add the garlic and the ginger to here. Saute this around a bit. I'm just going to lower my heat. That smells really good. Smells really, really nice. So now we're going to go ahead now and add our onion. And I add the Scotch bonnet. Yeah, I think that should be good. Smells really good. I'm just going to give this a little sweat. What I think I will do as well, I will add just a little bit more olive oil. I didn't think I had enough oil in there in the first place, so add a bit more of that. And allow this now to sweat out. So this is sweating out nicely. I'm just going to rest this right here. So this is sweating beautifully. And I can smell the aromas. It's so flavorful. I can smell the garlic and I can smell the ginger. I love ginger when it's sautéing. It's so fragrant. So I can smell that. And of course, the Scotch bonnet is going to add a little heat. We don't want it to be too spicy that you can't eat it. We want it to just be a little bite to make it a bit interesting. So that's what we're doing here. So now we've added that. I'm going to go ahead and pop this heat up a bit. And we're going to add now the okras and the bell peppers. And sweat these a bit. So these are all the okras and bell peppers which I had sliced up before. And we're going to add these all into here now. Beautiful. Good. So I have this. And what we can do is, you can always go ahead and give this a flip. But I can smell it. It smells delicious. It smells so delicious. While that's going, then what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead now and add our tomatoes. So bring these tomatoes closer. Take my knife. Add these in here. So you can see it's quite simple. So again, we started with the olive oil, hard spices, cardamom pods, bay leaf. And then we added the onions, the garlic, the ginger, the Scotch bonnet pepper. And we're just gonna give it a little sautéing in a bit. While it's at this stage here now, I'm gonna add a little bit of brown sugar. That's great. And I'm gonna go ahead now and add the dry spices which we measured out, which was the turmeric, the cumin, the cardamom, cayenne pepper, black pepper, and some salt. So let's just go ahead and add this all in here. Good. And give it another shake again. Looking good, smelling delicious. And just want to give this a little stir. Oh, it's smelling so good. And we'll allow this here to cook out for a little bit. And the tomatoes and everything are going to break down beautifully. It's looking really delicious. I have to say it's smelling very Indian in my kitchen today. Very Indian. And it's going to be a delightful lunch. I'm going to actually have this with a bit of, I went ahead of time and I made a bit of curry chicken. So I'm going to do a bit of butter chicken with this. Today's my Indian Sunday. So I'm home relaxing. So I'm going to do a bit of butter chicken and I have some rice I'm going to have with it as well. So this is going to be quite tasty. Nice. Beautiful. And we'll allow this to saute out. What I'm going to do now too is I have a lime here. We're going to add some lime to it. I have some lime juice here already squeezed. I'm going to add a bit more. And these limes are fine having quite a bit of seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and take these seeds out. I use the tip of my knife to take the seeds out basically. Can you smell that? It smells so good. And this one here is next. Okay, so just squeeze this in here. Well, I squeezed it, I still got some more seeds as well, but I'll strain them out. Okay, let's check this out. Let's just go ahead and taste one of these okras to make sure it's cooked. That's outstanding. I'm going to go ahead and add this lime juice. Don't want the seeds. And I think, wow, let's try it now with this spoon. This is all finished. So let's now go ahead and plate this up. This is so Okra Bhaji. Okay, that is our Okra Bhaji. Let me just grab a fork from my cupboard and we will taste this amazing dish. So this is the Okra Bhaji right here. Oh, what a delightful dish. It looks so delicious. Let's just taste this. Wow. And as you can see, it was so simple. And I can smell the lime now emanating. See all the smoke coming into my face? I can smell the lime emanating. It's so delicious. If you love okras, you will love this dish. I can taste the sliminess of the okras coming off. And the lime, the only thing it's missing is the cilantro, but I couldn't find cilantro in my fridge and I didn't have time to get to the supermarket. But if you add the cilantro to this at the very end, wow, that's outstanding. So there you have it, Okra Bhaji, a wonderful dish. So again, if you have enjoyed this show, please go ahead and like and subscribe, ring the bell. And again, I am John Hazzard, and for me, it's all about food. And today's Sunday, it's all about the Okra Bhaji. Have a good Sunday off. Delicious.